Knowing where to go and what to focus on when you get there makes violence prevention initiatives more efficient and effective. And it also lets you coordinate resources beyond only policing and law enforcement activities. We distinguish quite a bit between policing and law enforcement and public safety. And public safety we define as much broader than strictly policing or only law enforcement, in that it focuses more on community safety, harm reduction, as well as community wellness, beyond simply the resources that are available through police departments or the strategies and practices available to police for strictly enforcing the law. So, with these types of results and information about places and why some of these places attract crime over and over again, you can begin to partner with other city agencies and community groups to help them prioritize places that need their resources the most. So, for example, when top risk factors for shootings in Atlantic City were identified as convenience stores, laundromats, and vacant buildings, a risk narrative formed with consensus among city officials and local residents that most of the shootings were drug related. Police and other stakeholders developed a risk narrative along the following lines: that convenience stores were believed to be the locations where drug buyers were solicited for drug sales because the convenience stores are open late, easy to loiter, and easy to come and go. But the nearby laundromats were the locations where the drug buyers were told to go to make the drug transactions out of sight, because these are usually coin operated, not surveilled by a human operator, and also open late. The nearby vacant buildings to these laundromats and convenience stores are the locations that were believed to be used by the drug buyers to use the drugs after purchase, but also by the drug dealers to stash drugs and weapons. This risk narrative is a story, so to speak, which helps to add context to the risk factors identified through the risk train model. Risk narratives are an important product of risk train modeling because they tell the story about how these risk factors relate to the crime problem. They also added a human element to the data analysis, and they come directly from local stakeholders and people on the ground who know the area best. This risk narrative for shooting in Atlantic City enabled several local agencies to coordinate their resources and to share the burden of crime prevention by disrupting this narrative. So, for example, while police focused patrols at high risk places and did business checks at the laundromats and convenience stores that were located there, they also paid attention to the nearby vacant properties at peak time periods. While the police were doing this, the city planning department prioritized their boarding up and demolition of vacant properties. And Public Works fixed streetlights and also prioritized the replacement of halogen lamps with LED lights in the areas that were identified as priority and high risk. Within 3 months, they noticed a significant downward crime trend, and by the end of the year, they achieved a 36% reduction in violent crimes.